Back again with another conspiracy theory and unexplained mystery video, man. But before we get to all the craziness out there, I need y'all to help me unplug some more people out of the Matrix, all right? And you do that by smashing the like button, then putting hashtag unplugged in the comment section. That's it, all right? And if you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the family. That's all. Now let's get to this craziness.
The Kepler satellite has identified 2,000 planets orbiting other star systems. So tonight, when you look at the night sky, realize that somebody could be looking back at you. Now, if there is a life form out there, they could be literally millions of years ahead of us. The universe is 13.7 billion years old, so a million years is nothing compared to the age of the universe. And for the most part, I think they're going to be friendly. But if they are hostile,
okay,
it would be like Bambi meeting Godzilla if we ever had to fight them.
Why? Why do you say that?
Well, realize that if they're that
So we expect Godzilla to be friendly now?
advanced, they can reach the Earth from a distant star. They are already thousands of years ahead of us in technology. And we would present no military challenge to such an advanced civilization. Now realize for the most part, there are lots of uninhabited planets with resources on them. So if they can reach the Earth, they can certainly reach other planets that are uninhabited. So for the most part, I think they're going to leave us alone. But if one of them is hostile, watch out. We would be a pushover for them. Forget all the Hollywood movies.
You also make the point, too, that if aliens ever did invade, it could be an opportunity, a chance for countries, for nations to get together when they see a common enemy.
That's right. When President Ronald Reagan met Mikhail Gorbachev, Gorbachev was shocked out of his mind that Ronald Reagan said to him, you know, if the Martians ever invade the Earth, you and me would be allies in the fight against the Martians. Well, Gorbachev later wrote that he was floored by that comment. But you know something? Ronald Reagan was probably right. If we are ever invaded by the Martians or some advanced civilizations, we would hunker down. We would get together to fight off the Martians.
And finally, you say you think that if we ever approached by extraterrestrials, it would be likely friendly because they would already have resources somewhere else in the universe. Is it likely that we would have common similarities with any of these other beings based on your research and what you know about these other bodies?
Well, for the most part, I think they would leave us alone. If you're walking down a country road and you see an anthill, do you go down to the ants and say, I bring you trinkets, I bring you beads, I give you nuclear energy, or you just leave the ants alone? So I think that if they are that advanced, they're going to be peaceful. They will have had thousands of years to work out their internal problems.
So basically, they're going to pity us. I guess we'll have to take that rather than be destroyed.
of racism, fundamentalism, sectarianism. So I think for the most part, they will have had thousands of years to work out their internal differences. So I think they probably will be friendly, but we have to prepare for the possibility that they aren't.
Reddit user Big Dick Winters shared this clip to the platform, noting that as a man of science, he prefers to examine things logically before jumping to conclusions. In the footage, we see an unusual shadow that, according to the uploader, moves at an angle which couldn't have been produced by the light from the windows outside of the room. Take a look. If you listen closely,
I
you
didn't
may
see
also
no
hear
shadow.
what sounds like heavy, disembodied footsteps. The uploader.
Oh yeah, I most definitely. Y'all heard it? I heard that, and I was paying attention to the window. Didn't see no shadow or anything going past the window that could create that shadow.
Claims that there are only a few members of his family that could make such a sound: his cousin, grandmother, and himself. However, this strange event occurred when no other family members were present, and was only discovered when the uploader's cousin, who was showering at the time, received a camera alert. The alert was triggered in the room, which is now a baby's room, and it seems that something passed by that was visible enough in the infrared spectrum to activate it. To add to the already creepy nature of the video, the uploader notes that the sounds of footsteps and the mysterious shadow were captured where his grandmother and grandfather passed away. At first glance, this photo shared to Reddit by user SeparateAd3199 seems rather mundane. Just a holiday snap captured from the balcony of a hotel overlooking the pool. However, if you zoom in, you can see that there appears to be a rather ominous-looking figure standing just in the stairwell.
Gotta be careful at these hotels.
Staring up at the camera holder. It appears to have large, wide eyes and a mouth full of sharp teeth. The uploader claims that they captured the photo at a hotel in Cheyenne, Wyoming at around 1 a.m.
And the crazy part is people are in their hotel room sleeping comfortably, not knowing what's going on outside their window.
They also note that it wasn't until later that they actually spotted the eerie figure. The Redditor asked the staff of the hotel if anyone had been seen like this before, and they told him about a man in a burgundy sweater who's sometimes seen late at night. So what do you think this picture shows? Is it evidence that a ghostly man really does roam the hallways and stairwells of this old hotel? Or is there another way to explain this strange figure that's been caught on camera? Let me know your take on this.
That's not even the thing. I bet you they didn't tell their guests that they often have an unknown person just lurking around. I bet they didn't.
The comments down below.
It's crazy.
This next photo was shared to the Ghosts of London Facebook page by an anonymous user. The user from Manchester, England was on holiday in New York when the picture was taken in a bustling hostel room during the afternoon while playing catch with a baseball. Upon review, however, the photo appeared to show an unseen entity that had its arm around their throat. The poster goes on to note that they're skeptical about this sort of thing and that nothing like this has ever happened to them before. The photo has stirred up debate online, with viewers unsure of what it actually shows. One thought that it appeared as though the figure was placing the user in a chokehold, while another believed that the spirit might actually be embracing him in a loving way. So, as always, we'll throw this one over to you, the viewer, for final judgment. What do you think this photo really shows? Malevolent spirit or...
That don't look loving to me. I may have a different definition and interpretation of loving than you. That's okay, that's cool. That just don't look loving to me. That look like chokehold style.
Guardian angel. Post your thoughts in the comments down below.
Yeah.
In May 2023, inhabitants of Bornholm, a Danish island, reported their houses shaking at around 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Initial theories included a potential earthquake, which is unlikely in Denmark, or an incident connected to the ongoing war in Ukraine. However, subsequent reports suggested that the tremors were due to sound waves from an explosion over 100 kilometers away in northwestern Poland. The authorities in Poland then supposedly sent a text message warning residents to notify the police if they find an aerial object resembling a balloon, cautioning them not to handle it. The incident bore a striking similarity to the one that occurred on February 4th, 2023, when a large balloon-like object, comparable to the size of the Statue of Liberty and equipped with intelligence surveillance gear, was shot down by a US fighter jet off the coast of South Carolina. The balloon was believed to be part of China's spy program. Recovery operations soon followed, with significant portions of the balloon antenna array retrieved. Meanwhile, 3 more unidentified objects were detected over US and Canadian airspace. While they were not assessed as kinetic military threats, their altitude and proximity to sensitive Defense Department sites did raise concern. The objects were all shot down, but their locations, weather conditions and water depths made retrieval difficult. As of February 14th, there were no indications that the 3 unidentified objects were linked to China's spy program or involved in external intelligence collection efforts. No debris was found from the objects, leading to the termination of the search soon after. On February 16th, President Biden addressed the nation about the incidents, stating that the 3 most recent objects were most likely linked to private companies, recreation or research institutions, studying weather or conducting other scientific research. He also mentioned that the US had enhanced the sensitivity of its radars, leading to the detection of many more objects. Despite the official account of these events, there are whispers that a covert government operation may be at play. The idea that these unidentified flying objects could be part of an extraterrestrial origin has also rekindled a fervent interest in the concept of alien life forms visiting Earth. So was the incident over northwestern Poland related to those over the US and Canada? The situation has raised many questions that still remain unanswered.
Dates back to the Roswell incident with these balloons.
Shared to Reddit by user TonyWay1992, this next video shows something rather creepy. As the camera holder takes viewers on a tour of a newly constructed house, we see several construction workers moving about. However, right at the very end of the clip, there's another figure that doesn't look quite right. The uploader believes this mysterious figure is a kuntilanak, also known as a pontianak in some Southeast Asian cultures. The kuntilanak is a mythical creature from Indonesian and Malay folklore, often depicted as a ghostly figure of a woman who died during childbirth. The kuntilanak is usually described as a pale, beautiful woman with long black hair dressed in white, and sometimes seen carrying a baby. Her physical allure is considered a deadly ruse used to attract and entrap unsuspecting victims, primarily men. She's believed to announce her presence through a high-pitched cry or feminine laughter. Legend has it that kuntilanaks can transform into a fearsome form with sharp fangs and glowing red eyes when they're preparing to attack. They're often associated with haunting specific places such as trees, houses, or areas where their life was tragically cut short. In some variations of the folklore, they're also known to manipulate and control the minds of their victims. While the figure seen in this video certainly looks mysterious, several viewers have questioned its authenticity, suggesting it might just be a fake. Unfortunately, without more information, it's difficult to know the truth. So what do you think? Real or fake? Let me know down below.
It's either a ghost or somebody sticking around trying to wait for everyone to leave so they can steal all the copper out of the new place. That might be more so what I've seen happen, but it could still be a ghost though.
Learn. Posted to Reddit by user Necrid41, this next clip supposedly shows footage of a mysterious Jetpack Man filmed over Long Island in 2012.
I don't know. What is that? I don't know. What is that? There's been a lot of, what is that? Weird, huh?
Yeah, what's...
Hold on, Dave. Just unfocus right there.
What is...
I don't know.
What that is.
It's right on my camera. It's right here. See that?
Yeah, but where's hitting it?
It's up there. I'm trying to get it. You can see it through the camera because it's against the white.
If he had that new Galaxy Ultra, what is it? Is it the Samsung Galaxy Ultra, the one that can zoom in pretty much to the moon? He'll be able to see what that dude or whatever it is up there got on.
Clouds.
In 2020, several commercial airline pilots reported sightings of a similar figure around Los Angeles International Airport. Footage of what might be the Jetpack Man was captured by a flight school instructor off the coast of Los Angeles County.
Who's that bold or crazy to do that?
In 2021, another sighting occurred near Los Angeles International Airport, with pilots being alerted to the potential hazard. The report came from a Boeing 747 pilot who spotted the figure approximately 15 miles east of LAX at an altitude of 5,000 feet. The Federal Aviation Administration and the FBI have investigated these sightings due to the risk jetpacks could pose to commercial aircraft. However, some suggest it might not be a man at all, but rather a drone designed to resemble
or a robot.
one. After viewing the footage filmed over Long Island, one Reddit user, Aloof Dude, shared a strange anecdote about a young co-worker from some years ago. This colleague suddenly announced one day that he had seen an angel the previous night. The sighting occurred while the young man was hanging out with friends in a basketball court in a notorious neighborhood. The angel, he reported, was an enormous humanoid figure resembling a grey statue that seemed to be flying in an upright standing position with its arms stretched out like Frankenstein. It was low enough in the sky that the young man believed he could have hit it with a stone had he thrown one at it. He denied any possibility of the figure being a balloon or kite. The experience deeply affected the man and seemed to shake him to his core, leaving a lasting impact that was evident in his demeanour from that day forward. Before we take a look at an unsettling photo captured in Cardiff, South Wales, remember to hit that subscribe button and tickle that little bell icon there and turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll be in the loop every time we drop our scary and creepy videos. Cardiff, South Wales has a long history and many old buildings, making it ripe for ghost stories and folklore. The castle, which dates back to the Roman period, is said to be haunted by a variety of spectres. One such apparition is the second Marquess of Bute, who reportedly roams the castle's clock tower. There have also been reports of a ghostly coach being driven by headless horses. Visitors to Llandaff Cathedral have reported seeing ghostly figures, possibly monks, and feeling sudden drops in temperature. Redditor Ride United 1305 recounts a personal experience from April 2016 while investigating the Llandaff Cathedral graveyard in Cardiff. During their investigation, they captured this photograph, which features a rather creepy sight. The image appears to show a ghostly figure standing to the side of the large cross. It looks as though it could be wearing a dark hooded robe or possibly a long dress. Initially, the poster thought the mysterious feature could be another gravestone, but after attempting to debunk this theory and recreate the image through multiple shots from the same angle on the same night, they concluded that it wasn't a gravestone at all. With such a rich history, it's little wonder that Cardiff is home to so many paranormal tales. Could this photo show the apparition of a monk roaming the old cathedral's graveyard? We'll leave that up to you to decide.
Good.
Around 150 kilometers west of Port Maputo, South Africa, the remains of a huge metropolis can be found. An ancient site measuring an astonishing 1,500 square kilometers in size, suspected by some to in fact once have been part of an even larger civilization, estimated by some to have been around 10,000 square kilometers in size, and constructed 160,000 to 200,000 years ago. The region is somewhat remote, and the stone circle remnants were only ever encountered by local farmers who assumed they were made by some indigenous people within the past. Amazingly, or rather conveniently, modern archaeology has seemingly forgotten to investigate this amazing place. Fortunately, this all changed when researcher and author Michael Tellinger, in association with Johann Heine, a local fireman and pilot who had actually been looking at these ancient ruins for years, decided to investigate. Heine had the unique opportunity to see these incredible structures from the air and knew that their significance was undoubtedly not appreciated. Quote, "When Johann first introduced me to the ancient stone ruins of southern Africa, he had no idea of the incredible discoveries we would make in the following years. The photographs, artifacts and evidence we accumulated all point towards a lost civilization that precede all others, not for a few hundred years or a few thousand, but many thousands of years." End quote.
Yo, these aerial shots, man. What? Like, look at that. To me, I don't know. This could be several things. It could be like the remains of where a civilization was once lived at. This could have been, you know what I mean? It could have been a wall that was higher, but, you know, the weather could have deteriorated it down. This could have been ruins, ancient ruins. Could have been a burial ground. You know what I mean? It could be a lot of different things you can speculate on. Who knows? But it's definitely mind-blowing to see it. These here as well.
Years or a few thousand, but many thousands of years. End quote.
Definitely.
According to Tellinger, these discoveries are so incredible that they will require a complete paradigm shift in how we view our human history. Quote, "I see myself as someone quite open-minded, but I admit that it took me over a year to figure it out, and I realized that we are actually dealing with the oldest structures ever built by man on Earth. We have been taught that
oldest structures ever built by man. Man, we gotta preserve this type of stuff, man. That's my question sometimes as well, why we leave it there. You know, sometimes I get the aspect of not wanting to disrupt it as well, not wanting to damage it any further. Want to try to maybe sit a dome over it or something. I don't know, man. Some kind of way to preserve this stuff.
No ancient civilization of significance ever existed within South Africa. Powerful civilizations all emerged in Sumeria and Egypt and other places, Michael Tellinger stated. Regardless of what certain individuals claim regarding the age and indeed size of this site, it is certainly of historical significance, going against all currently upheld understandings of the timelines regarding ancient civilizations within South Africa. As Dan Eden from ViewZone put it, quote, "I would suggest that the Sumerian story was given as a base metaphor for actual ancient cataclysms that caused the diminished planetary resonance and a spiritual injury to the psychoacoustic field of human consciousness." He continued, "The tablets of Sumer describe the Anunnaki as a race of extraterrestrial beings who enslaved humanity for the purpose of exploiting our gold for protective use in the atmosphere of their home planet. I understand the Sumerian mythology as a metaphor for the cataclysmic changes that occurred in the deep human past."
The story of the Anunnaki is definitely one of those theories. We got to continue to dive into those stories, man. Seriously. I only think I've done maybe one so far that I can recall, but we got to really dive into the Anunnaki, bro, some more.
As a metaphor for the cataclysmic changes that occurred in the deep human past, which offset the psychoacoustic balance of human consciousness. End quote.
Yeah, we definitely got to dive, but it's a lot more information out there and theories and discussions going on about them. You know what I mean? More so than ever are surfacing. So, but y'all get at me in the comment section, man, and let me know what you thought of these crazy videos, man. It's your boy L. Y'all stick around and stay tuned, man. Until the next one, I'm gone. Peace.